Welcome to Learning with Evoke Training and Development. You're now entering Module 1 of the Certificate IV in Training and Assessment course offered by Evoke. And in this module, we've actually clustered 3 units of competency, which are core units of the whole 10 units that comprise of the qualification. So you'll be undergoing TAE DES 401B, Design and Develop Learning Programs, another unit which is to use training packages and accredited courses to meet your clients' needs, your learners that means, and planning assessment activities and processes. So this Module 1 is one of 4 modules that will cluster in total 10 units of competency to give you the Certificate IV in Training and Assessment. So after this module, you may be doing Module 2, which is the delivery module. Some people get recognition of prior learning. So for example, registered teachers, there's a large chunk toward the end of that. If they provide their registration papers, they won't need to provide the practical evidence in some cases. Module 3 is vet assessing and validation. Module 4 it used to be an elective unit, but as of July 2014, that became a core unit. So there is some people that have got a Certificate IV in Training and Assessment that is the current version, the TAE version, but they didn't choose this LLN as an elective. So those people may just be doing Module 4 on its own. People that have the TAA, which is an older version and require an upgrade, tend to find Module 1 and 4 will satisfy their needs. So that would have all been planned with you at the time of enrolment to meet your individual needs. So I'm just showing you the overview of our course design and to show you that you will be working through 8 core units throughout the modules and 2 electives. So the knowledge you'll gain in this Module 1 will be an introduction to the relevant parts of the legislation or law surrounding vocational education and training. So the current law is named the Standards for Registered Training Organisations 2015. So we'll be starting to look at that in Module 1 and be talking about that throughout the other modules. In this Module 1, you will also get a very great understanding of the different stakeholders in VET. You'll understand the components of a training package, and you'll be understanding a concept called the rules of evidence that you have to consider when you're making your assessment judgments. So some of the skills that you'll gain, because competency is about skills, knowledge and attitude. And in the VET system, when we're deciding to make that assessment judgment to make you competent, we're looking for sufficient evidence of current knowledge and competent skills and your positive overall attitude as well. So Certificate IV is a beginner's level. So we're not assuming that you will be walking in and creating all of the documents, all of the learning materials and all of the policies and procedures for a registered training organisation. That is a more experienced trainer and assessor, and they would be undertaking a diploma level, which would be, after Certificate IV, it then goes into a 5th level there called a diploma. So this Certificate IV is for people who are beginner trainers and assessors in the VET sector. So you would assume to work with a registered training organisation that is going to provide a lot of your training presentation materials for you, is going to give you probably a supervisor or a more senior trainer and assessor to work under while you're learning your training organisation's policies and procedures and all of their resources. So it's very much an entry level, a beginner level. So you will be able to access units of competency on your own from this course. You will get a thorough understanding of the TAE 10 training package. So as we're unpacking that training package, you'll understand a lot of these concepts in VET. There'll be some documentation, quite a lot of documents as part of your evidence in a Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment. So because in this one you'll mainly be developing learning programs, you'll be working with an already developed TAS, which is a training and assessment strategy, but as you work through and understand that document and why it's necessary, you will be making some changes to that, so that will help meet your client's needs by making adjustments to that. You will be making adjustments to a pre-existing work-based learning program, and you have to bear in mind these documents you're working through may look very different to the documents that your own registered training organisation would provide you with. So the ultimate aim is for you to really value why correct completion of documents is important for the audit process and to keep that training organisation registered and able to provide training. So we'll also be looking at you developing an assessment plan. So the template's already there. There is in each of these documents YouTube demonstrations, just like the one you're watching now. The course is very explicit. Even though a tutor is provided, hardly anyone ever rings up for tutorial support because these YouTubes very explicitly take you into the document, you're viewing the document and you're learning, you know, what to fill in the fields and understanding why. And there's also a document that you'll complete for recognition of prior learning. So we work with two different simulations. We have a case around Susan and a case study around John. So two very different learners, different needs, different capabilities, studying completely different courses. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting, and also you'll be able to map and create some assessment questions, just some very basic entry-level questions at this stage.